as Stephen Jones joins you now here on The Fan. And a good afternoon, sir. How the heck are you?
Good afternoon, guys. Looking forward to getting to Sunday and getting the Ravens in town.
Yes. This is an exciting matchup. And a week after playing, a physical offensive front there that used misdirection, here come the Ravens that also do that. How confident are you that we got some answers this week on defense?
Yeah, I feel good about it. I was obviously talking with them after practice today, and overall thought we really had a good week and know what we need to do to obviously improve upon what happened against what was turns out really hot Saints team. But had a great week of practice. I think everybody understands how important the execution is on the defensive side of the ball to really execute and do the things that, we're trying to get done there. I don't think, I've heard a few things that people are saying a lack of effort or something like that. I don't think that's the issue as much as it is just executing the defense. And obviously, we're getting ready to go against one hell of a Ravens football team. I think they're number one in the league in rushing. And so that's what we're going to have to go out and do is execute and be prepared. This is a team that's, a really good football team that's 0-2. And obviously, they're looking for that first win. And I'm sure, pushing. But we're going to be pushing too. And whether it's offense, defense, or special teams, I know Mike had great messaging with our team this week, and feel really good. We're going to go out and play well.
Yeah, I love the conviction that Mike had with the media as far as we're going to get this fixed. What do you think gives him so much confidence?
I just know we know our football team. I mean, this is we got a really good football team, and won 12 games last year. I know people want to group the Saints game in with the Packers game and say that's our identity. That we just obviously don't feel that way in any shape, form, or fashion. Feel like we've got one hell of a football team that needs to, obviously tighten up some things and execute. And I think good things are going to happen to this group.
How you feeling about that defensive tackle spot right now? Mozzie, it looks like listed as questionable in the final injury report.
Yeah, I think he's going to. Mozzie's was out there today and looked good, and I think he's going to be ready to roll. But obviously, we'll see how tomorrow goes. We, pick it back up a little tomorrow in terms of the way Mike prepares the team. But feel good, Mozzie will be able to play.
Stephen Jones here with you in the GBag Nation. When it comes to tightening up and executing, how much of that is, getting experience for a team that is, having more rookie starters than you guys have ever had?
Well, I think obviously, we got the offensive line where, I thought we're actually playing well, and I think we'll continue to be better. I mean, it's real tough to evaluate a running game when you're playing from behind like we did from start to finish and down multiple scores a lot of the game. It's hard to get in a rhythm with your run game, but, I think that offensive line group's doing a great job. And then, I just think we got some really good young players between Nealon and, obviously Carson is doing a good job for us out there. I think he'll step up and play well for us, and Marist. And, it's just a good group of guys. And you classify, if you want to, Overshown as a rookie as well because the injury couldn't play last year. But we really like the group. They just got, as I said, they got to tighten it up and execute, as Zim would say. And I think good things will happen to this group.
Yeah, but on offense, you're right, this offensive line, and I don't know, if the metrics are the end-all, be-all when it comes to giving a score, but they say that you're blocking it up really good in the running game. And, I wanted to ask there because some of the say you're blocking it up pretty good and getting significantly less than expected when it comes to, yards over expectation. Do you guys feel like you're getting enough from the running back position to take advantage of the holes they're getting?
Well, we'll continue to evaluate that situation. Obviously, as I said, it's tough to, really evaluate anything after 2 games. We like our group of guys. People want to bring up Dalvin Cook, and he's obviously not unlike Zeke, been a very successful runner in this league, and people want to know when his chance is going to come. And certainly, we have all the confidence in the world. Mike will make that call when it's time if he wants to have a little change up there. But I like our group of guys between Zeke and Rico and Deuce, and then throw Dalvin into that mix. We're convinced our guys are, as you said, I think our offensive line's a solid group, and I know this running back group will get into a rhythm running the ball, then I think good things will happen.
How important is it to get Jake Ferguson back, and what level of him can we expect to see? Any type of pitch count? And do you guys in general, do you view him as sort of your second most lethal pass catcher?
Well, he's just so instinctive, and then on top of that, he brings that edge to that offense, with his attitude and his play style. It's just outstanding, and I thought Schoonmaker did one hell of a job last week filling in for him, but it'll be great to get another weapon back for Dak. And the biggest thing on the offensive side of the ball, we didn't punt the ball till the fourth quarter, I don't think, and so at the end of the day, we're moving the football. We just gotta convert those long drives into touchdowns, and everybody in the organization knows that. The players know it. The coaching staff knows it. We're moving the ball well. We just gotta quit kicking field goals. As much as we love our field goal kicker and as good as he is, we gotta get touchdowns and let him make those field goals extra points.
Stephen, can you kind of walk us through the decision to go poach Carlos Watkins? I know you're having some trouble with some injuries and stuff, but was this one of those times that you kind of said, was he maybe the first guy on your list when it came to, if we have to go get a defensive tackle, that's the guy we're going to go try and get?
Yeah, Brian, we've had Carlos here. I think a lot of him. He's a really solid guy. In the room, he brings a lot we think he brings a lot to the run game, and just felt Phillips. He's coming off a wrist injury and just felt like he wasn't 100% in using that wrist. And when you're a defensive lineman and you can't use your hands and your arms, that's puts you on the short end of the stick. So Carlos, as you said, Brian, you know better than anybody how teams keep their lists, and Carlos was at the top of ours and was on the commander's practice squad, and he was a guy that made sense for us to go get.
Stephen Jones with us here on The Fan. Stephen, I mean, the Cowboys fans travel extremely well, but having grown up a Cowboy fan, it always bothered me when we seemed to get invaded by the opposing team's fans. That certainly happened with the Saints, and apparently the reports are we're going to get a flock of Ravens fans from Baltimore. Does that bother you when you start to see some of the opposing fans at AT&T?
Well, it happens. You don't love it, but I also understand it. I mean, people who don't get here very often, and we hadn't played the Saints a lot here in this building, and of course it's an easy ride for a lot of Saints fans that are, just right across the way in Louisiana. And so we know on occasion that's going to happen. Obviously, we'd prefer to have everybody sitting in that seat a Cowboys fan, but we're certainly the beneficiary of that on the road most of the time in terms of, having large percentages of Cowboy fans in opposing team stadiums. So understand it. I mean, you're not going to, every now and then you're going to have these teams that hadn't been to AT&T much. They want to experience North Texas and what AT&T Stadium's about. But if we had our preference, honestly, no, I'd like 100% of them to be Cowboy fans, but also know that can be unrealistic.
If Zim elects to go with the overshown spine Lamar, does he have what it takes to track down maybe the best running quarterback the league's ever seen?
Yeah, it's hard to put that on anybody. I mean, he's certainly, a two-time MVP. I think almost unanimous both times. And, the guy's supremely talented when it comes to moving around. And he's, not to mention, he's just a great quarterback. But no, if anyone can do it, I'm betting on Overshown. He's got the speed, the juice to do what we're going to ask him to do. And I think he'll do a great job doing it. I'm thinking he'll be have a great day.
How do you guys look at running quarterbacks in general, or specifically with Dak? I kind of look at it like it's such a weapon, but you don't want to get the guy hurt. So I want to do it as much as it takes to get to the playoffs, and then in the postseason, all bets are off because we just need to win the game. How do you look at it, Stephen?
Yeah, I mean, they're obviously it's a challenge when they're legitimate, like especially like Lamar. And then on top of that, he can throw the ball. I mean, he's accomplished throwing it. But, when you got to account for the quarterback as a true runner, I can tell you, I don't care what defensive coordinator, they'll tell you it's another challenge. And, he's just probably one of the best to ever line up back there and run with the ball in terms of his burst and his explosion and his speed is, you don't see it very often.
Stephen, there's an article on ESPN today where they took anonymous individuals from around the NFL and voted on some analytics topics, and your Cowboys were actually voted as the most improved as it pertains to overall analytics capability and implementation over the past 2 years. I'm curious, how has that changed the way you guys prep for games up until Sunday, and how has that changed some of the way things go down on Sundays?
Well, analytics is a part of any company now. If you're involved in any business, analytics is important, and certainly sports is no exception. I mean, whether you're talking baseball, another book came out many moons ago, Moneyball, was when people first started getting their hands around it, but with the A's and what they did there. But, analytics is an important part. It's not only important for how you evaluate football games and all the things, the tendencies and things that go with it, but it's a huge deal when it comes to evaluations of players and talent and, how you go about it. And hats off to our group. We brought in a guy to run that area for us, John Park, who's just outstanding and was just turned out he wanted to be a Cowboy. And I do think he's one of the best in the business, and he's put together a good group of people with him that do their job really well, and hopefully as we go forward, it'll continue. It's paid dividends, I think, in our evaluation process, and hopefully it'll eventually get us to where we all want to go with this football team.
Stephen, for my pregame show, I got to do a lot of film work to kind of get ready for it, and I was watching the Ravens in the secondary and stuff, and I was thinking that there was going to be some opportunity potentially for Brandon Cooks, and I kind of wondered if the organization kind of sees things the same way with, is there could be some opportunities for him to make some plays, particularly with how great of a route runner he is?
Yeah, I think Brandon's outstanding, and not only is he a great route runner, he's still, even after his time in the league, he's still got rare juice in terms of being able to get over the top, and we certainly need to take advantage of that when given opportunities. And I know Dak has all the confidence in the world in him, and certainly getting CD back rolling again. Tolbert had a good game last week, and between Schoonmaker and Ferguson, something like that will creep up on the opposing team, hopefully, and make some big plays for us, which we'll need when we play the Ravens here Sunday.
Can't wait, Stephen. Enjoy your weekend and give them hell. We'll be pulling for you.
Appreciate it. Always good being on with you guys.